So Tim, how's it going today? I heard you're here to talk about Kansas City and MSPs, tech, and all that kind of thing.
So I am from Kansas City, so extremely passionate about bringing specifically the ASCII Roadshow, as well as other technology events to Kansas City. We have a great technical community here. And this is something, I don't know why, it seems like a really great place to do it because it's centrally located, but it just continues to not hit that trade show list. So I'm here to like pump this up. Let's get Kansas City going.
No, for sure. And I think I was going to ask you if you could speak a little on MSPs in Kansas City. And do you think the city kind of goes unappreciated in the tech world? Is that something that kind of is overlooked by some people?
I think it is. I think because we're, a Midwestern smallish city, so to speak. And obviously we got St. Louis on the other side of Missouri, us being on one side, them being on the other side. They get a lot of traffic. Kansas City, I don't really think we get as much traffic, but the technical layout here in Kansas City is insane from the standpoint of the amount of businesses we have, the amount of MSPs that we have supporting that. I mean, we got everybody from Sprint, which sold to T-Mobile's here, Cerner, which is a large hospital technology firm. We have some other companies of all kinds of levels in the technology industry. And Kansas City is just one of those places that's great to do that because our cost of living isn't crazy. So having people here is just a fantastic option. And I think we just continue to kind of fly just under that radar of being a great technology space.
So for yourself, how did you end up being in the area, living here? Was it tech that brought you here, or did you just find tech when you got here?
So in the long term, it was. So I have a military background. And like most military people, when you get out, you spend a couple of years wandering around, figuring out what you want to do. So I decided I wanted to go to college for something. I'd actually decided I wanted to be a CPA. And I took a couple of regular college classes and I'm like, this is just not my cup of tea. And one of the counselors was like, well, you should think about computers because I'm a very mechanically minded person. Yeah. So in the process of doing that and going to a traditional college, it's like, you got to be kidding me. People do this for like 5 years. Like I don't have that kind of time. I was like 30. I'd already established myself. So I actually found an accelerated college here in Kansas City. So that's specifically why I moved to Kansas City and then have just stayed since that point. Let's see, about 22 years now.
Awesome. So we got this IT show coming up in Kansas City next week, I suppose. What is the importance of a show? What does it look like? And can you give us a little breakdown of what we should expect?
Oh, absolutely. So I did a LinkedIn video on it the other day. The importance of trade shows is purely from a concentration of information, right? So specifically when you're talking about MSPs or even larger technology companies, the way that you find really what is the next product or software or whatever that widget is that's coming down the line is just through tons of research, either in the Reddit community or online, or somebody sends you a mailer or an email nowadays. And that's how you typically do it. The importance of a trade show really is threefold. One, it's pure concentration of information. So in Kansas City next week is the ASCII Group's trade show. We're going to have probably between 80 and 100 vendors at this show. So nowhere else are you going to see a concentration and variety of technologies covering anything and everything that you're looking at doing as you will in that specific, what we call a vendor hall, right? So it's basically a large space, there's booths put up, and you can literally go in a couple of days and hit 80 to 100 different companies providing different technologies or variants of technologies that not only help your understanding today, but what's coming in the future. So that's number one, pure concentration of the market in a single space. So a lot of input. Number two is thought leadership. There are speakers, there are keynotes. The conversations you have with those people are fantastic because it's very thought-provoking and helps you understand perhaps the way something else is coming down the line, or I've been doing it like this for the last 15 years, but I really like what this person is talking about. Maybe I need to make a change. And then the last one is just sheer networking, right? We always talk about, you need to be part of a community, whether it's a peer group or a network or whatever the scenario is. Well, guess what? There are literally hundreds of MSPs that show up to this place from all over the country, right? So what you do is you develop a relationship with these other business owners or technical people, and it allows you to expand your network to have great conversations, not only in the form of, hey, what are you guys doing, or how are you doing it? But it's like, maybe I need to reach out to somebody in Austin, Texas, and I met somebody at one of these shows that can help one of my clients there. So now I have a trusted MSP that I can reach out to because of the networking side of these trade shows that will help my business out. So once again, sheer concentration of information from a vendor aspect, what's out there, thought leadership from keynotes and speakers, and the networking, hands down, is the reason why these trade shows are so important on every level.
Awesome. So who should come down to this trade show? How are we getting people out here? And what are we offering for people in Kansas City?
Oh, so this is really great. So the ASCII group hasn't done a show here. I can't even recall the last show we've done in Kansas City. So one, this thing has like a $1,900 value. It's completely open right now because they're trying to invest in the Kansas City market. So it's 100% free to do that. On top of that, if you live outside of a 50-mile radius, so our folks in, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Oklahoma, like if you're within an 8-hour radius of Kansas City, they're actually going to put you up for a night for free in the host hotel. So you're getting a $1,900 value for the hotel itself or the event itself, plus you're getting a free night to stay at the hotel to experience the events. So that's really the importance, or that's what's being offered. Now, who should come? I say everybody should come from really kind of your mid to senior technical assets, so your engineers, all the way through the C levels. And this is why I say the C levels, because you're not just talking about the CEO, right? So the COO, your director of operations, anyone that is directly involved with running your business should be at these shows, because they're just going to get tons of information they normally wouldn't get. The other thing I would add is I think that the marketing people should come to these shows. And the reason why I say that is in the MSP world, right, we kind of have some issues with our marketing, right? I come from 2 decades out of that world. I understand, right? So, but being a marketing person and going to these shows and seeing how these companies that are heavily investing in marketing, getting their logos out there, getting their brand awareness out there, that's really good for the marketing people as well. And more than likely, there are marketing folks at these shows that would love to have conversations with the marketing person for an MSP, because they just want to help them. And they're going to do it at probably no cost. They're just going to give them whatever input they want. So as far as who should attend, definitely your senior technology people, because they're going to want to explore the technologies and dig into the weeds and really figure out what's going to fit in your stack. All your C levels, because they're going to get interaction with other C levels and input that they don't typically get because they're so busy running their business. They just don't have time to concentrate. You got a 2-day event in Kansas City, hands down the best way for them to get a little bit of growth that they perhaps maybe are missing on their end, right? So, and then directors, it's when you evolve those people that can go out and see what's there and then bring that back to their company so they can, kind of bring that spark back. What's the next technology coming? Things of that nature. It's just good for those kinds of people to be at these shows.
That's great. So what should we expect from yourself and Gradient at this ASCII show coming up? What are we going to see?
A good time as always, right? So Gradient, man, I'll tell you, this product is the reason why I jumped from being an MSP into the channel, right? Gradient MSP specifically focuses on the MSP itself. So whereas most vendors, right, are offering a product that the MSP then resells to their client, We don't do that. We're focusing on the MSP and how to really help them reconcile their billing in a much more efficient manner. So we're putting time back into their lives. We're putting money back into their pockets, because we found time and time again that as people are interacting with us and using our product, that they're finding money that they're not being charged for, right? They're finding money that they're being charged for. So it's both cash in and cash out. And then, of course, we do have a speaking spot, so we will be one of the speakers there. Our booth's going to be there. And of course, what we've become known for, which is a fantastic idea, is we actually always have a couple of masseuses at our booth, because trade shows are rough days. You're putting in a lot of work. Your mind's tired, your body's tired. And we want to provide an experience where people are there and they can just kind of relax just for that hot minute and revigorate themselves to get right back at it.
You should definitely adopt those in other places in life. Imagine Disneyland with masseuses, man. That's a lot of footsteps you get in.
Right.
For sure. And I guess finally, is there anything you want to shout out? Call to action? What do you want to see from people in Kansas City and people in IT?
My shout out to Kansas City is, let's show them what a great city we are. We are embedded in tech. You can't go a couple of blocks without hitting some kind of technical company in Kansas City. I live in a small suburb outside of Kansas City, and I know for a fact we've got at least 5 technology companies here in just my town. I think Kansas City has a great play to get on the roadmap show across the board. We're centrally located, so it's cost effective. We have great venues, right? We have just great all over the place. Let's not even forget about the barbecue, right? Like, nowhere else in the world has barbecue like we have in here in Kansas City. So the message I'm trying to get out is, Kansas City, let's really show them what we are and why we should have more road shows here in Kansas City, because our technology environment is huge and we need that influx of information here in Kansas City, because we're flying all over the place. Why not have everybody fly into the central US? Great show, great town, great venues, and we can all do it all here for them.
Awesome. I guess that's basically all I need from you. If there's anything else you want to talk on, we can address it. If there's anything that you think, oh, we should ask this question, but other than that, it'd be good.
I think the question I propose is, why wouldn't you come?
Okay.
I know you're busy every day working on your business, helping your clients. Why wouldn't you come to a event local in your area to probably give you more information in 2 or 3 days than you can gather in a couple of years if you're not going to a trade show? The ASCII group's bringing that in. I hope to see more here in Kansas City, because I know we can just knock them out of the park.
Awesome. All righty. Well, thank you, Tim. Glad you could come on and answer a few questions for me.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Awesome. You have a great one.
You too.